Welcome to the 11th episode of the Broadstreet Sports Podcast featuring Zachary Chaby and Logan Burns.
Alright, what's up everybody? So today we're going to start with the NBA, talk about the finals and those results, then move on to the NHL and those finals and those results. Then we'll talk about the MLB and NFL, what's going on there.
Yeah. So both the NBA and NHL both crowned their champions over the past week or so. Both the Denver Nuggets and the Vegas Golden Knights both get their first championships in their years of being a team. Vegas, they've only been a team for a couple of years, but they finally get that championship after building and building. The Denver Nuggets, not being in the NBA Finals for I think it was like 40, 50 plus years, and they finally do. They finally get to there and they beat the Miami Heat in Game 5. So first, I want to talk about the NBA Finals. What were your thoughts about them in general?
Jokic is just a monster. You can't stop that.
You
are never going to stop that. The only person that could stop him is Shaq, but he would have to be in his peak, and that's not happening anymore. So. But even then,
I mean, another guy that could stop him is Embiid, but he'll never
no,
get to that.
sir, nah. Embiid's not aggressive. That's the only reason we lost against the Celtics. He's not aggressive, so he ain't stopping Jokic. No way in hell. But I mean, I wanted the Heat to win, but I'm happy to see the Nuggets win. Like, I don't hate the Nuggets, but I'm always happy to see like a team win, and I always kind of wanted Jokic to get a ring. I mean, he pretty much did everything in his career that you can so far. What, he has a ring, he has 2 MVPs. So,
you're
chilling.
He has the perfect resume for a player at his age right now. And if I'm the Nuggets, this is not where it's stopping. You still have a great team around Jokic. This is what I think about the finals. Miami, they had the team to match up against Denver. They could take this game. They could have taken this series at least to 6 or 7 games. But the big thing that I worry about the big thing that was the thing of the series is how Jimmy Butler played. Don't get me wrong. The end of Game 5, he was on fire, but it can't be. That was the only game I really saw any effort out of him. Every other game, it was Bam Adebayo stepping up every night, and then you had other role players trying to step in. You cannot have the role players being your best players on the court every night. Maybe it will work one night, but it won't work every single night because if you're relying on these guys way too heavily, then the pressure's going to get to them, and they're not going to play to the best of their ability. You see them play because they're not used to being this heavily relied on. That's why they're the role player. They're there for certain moments, for certain times where they need to step up for the team to succeed. And they can't be the players every time. That's why Jimmy Butler is a superstar. He's a star. He's supposed to be known for these moments. He is a playoff performer, and I really question if he's really the best playoff performer with that performance in the finals.
You guys have to think, though, because if you look at the Heat team, we all know Jimmy Butler's the best player. The Nuggets know that. So, I mean, pretty much the whole series, he was also kind of getting, double-teamed to an extent, so he can't really do anything either. So that's why these other guys had to step up.
You could say the same thing for Jokic, though, because he is the best player. They know he's the best player.
But it's also really hard to guard him. There's a big difference between him and Jimmy Butler.
I look at him as a Magic Johnson.
All right.
A Magic Johnson. His playmaking is Magic Johnson, but having that and having the scoring he has makes him one of the most unstoppable players. Because the way he's able to just pass to anybody out of any situation, be an ultimate playmaker, makes a complete difference to whoever he's playing, which is absolutely crazy.
I don't know. I think overall it was still a good series. I mean, you can't really shit on the Heat too much though, because I mean they almost lost in the play-in, so they were pretty much dominant throughout the playoffs, at least besides from the Celtics. I don't know what happened there. That was a wild series, but
for sure.
I don't know. It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For sure.
They're a good team. I don't think they'll... I don't know. I can't say they'll be back. Yeah. I guess they possibly could be, but I can't say they'll be back.
The Heat or the Nuggets?
The Heat.
Yeah.
No, the Nuggets will go. Well,
the Nuggets...
At the very least be close to it.
Yeah. That's kind of the next question I was going to ask you. What direction do you see... After these finals, what direction do you see these teams going in?
I mean... The Heat, I know the Heat, I've heard, have, some cap space issues, so a bunch of guys are probably going to get let go and or traded. So, I mean, you kind of have to deal with that. That's kind of why I think they won't be back, just because they'll probably have to rebuild a bit. But then the Nuggets, they pretty much are set for life. The only thing I have to say is that I don't think this will happen, but I kind of been joking saying I'm waiting for Jokic to, like, announce his retirement in, like, a week.
Yeah.
Just because he's said he's kind of been bored of the sport for a few years.
Like,
and he's done everything that he can. He's won MVP twice.
And he's finally got the championship that the people,
Yeah.
all the critics could say he could never do.
Yeah.
But now, as you see him with a complete team with Jamal Murray, who's an absolute beast. Like,
Yeah.
this guy is an ultimate point guard. He can score, he can pass, like, he can play the defense when needed. But guys stepped up in this series that I really take part of, or, like, really look at. Christian Brown, Game 3, he drops 15 points in, I think, 18 or 19 minutes. Then, Bruce Brown, the next game, he steps up, drops 15. And then, but the point is pretty much saying that both these players stepped up when they're not usually asked to do stuff. That's why the Nuggets are such a good team, because they have a good amount of role players, but the role players, unlike the Heat, don't have to be the best player every night for them to succeed. That's why they have Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, who drops 27 in Game 4, which is a huge impact for them, and then Nikola Jokic, the main star of them all. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Jokic will probably play. In all seriousness, I think Jokic will still play 2 more years at the least.
He seems disinterested in the game, but that could just be him missing his family and the grind he was on just to get here. But
yeah. I mean, I just think he's done everything he can, and it's just like everybody knows he's the best one in the league currently.
Yeah.
He's the best player, and he'll definitely go to Hall of Fame, and he's definitely up there of all time players. So I mean, at this point, I can't blame him for being bored. I mean, we all saw him in his press conference talking about the parade. He's like, I just want to go home. I don't want to be here.
You could also say that because it seemed like after Game 2, it was just a cakewalk for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And he made their comebacks in the fourth, but the Nuggets just dominated the series after Game 2.
Yeah.
Like, it was just shown that the Nuggets were the better team, and they should have never been doubted from the beginning, which I must say I was a doubter. I thought they would lose in the second round to the Suns, but they showed how good they proved what the definition of a 1 seed actually is. So, and I give them props for that. So,
yeah.
Before we move on to the NHL and talking about the Golden Knights winning it all, I want to bring up Ja Morant. So it came out yesterday that his suspension will be 25 games for the next upcoming season. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think it should have been more, less?
Way more. It should have been way more. I mean,
there's also the point that can be brought up, though. Not only are you punishing Ja, you're punishing the entire Grizzlies roster, but I like what
and no. I mean, like, this isn't exactly the first time he's done something like this, too. So it's not like it's a first offense.
Yeah, but this, if you look at the suspension deeply, it more affects Ja Morant than the team.
Yeah.
He gets suspended for 25 games. Some of his salary gets deducted, or something in his max contract that he got paid from the Grizzlies is affected, which is huge for him money making. Yeah, it shows that you should make smart decisions, because if you don't, it can mess you up in the end. So
yeah, I know, and I can't wait to see him do it again in like a year. And we all know what's gonna happen, and he's definitely gonna get kicked out of the league. 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it should have been a lot more, especially since Silver was saying they were going to wait for the finals.
He was hyping.
Yeah, I was expecting something big, and then they're just
expecting half the season.
Now I'm thinking they waited to postpone it because they knew people are going to be mad about how many days he's suspended for, because a lot of people think he should be suspended more. But I don't know. I just think that.
How do you think this affects him and his public image?
Oh, he's shot. Wrong word. No. I think he definitely needs to be. I think he really needs to get his shit together as like a role model. I mean, it looks bad for him. It looks bad for the Grizzlies. He's like their number 1 player. I mean, he's a really good player.
He's one of the best players in this league, and this is what he's showing to the future people, the younger kids in the world.
He hasn't been in the league for too long. He got drafted in 2019.
Yeah, he was the second overall pick in the 2019 draft. Like,
so it's like if you still want to have like a full career in the NBA, stop this. Like, just sit down. It can't be that hard because this doesn't happen a lot.
For sure. I
think LeBron stays tamed. Kobe somewhat stayed tame.
Yeah.
MJ, he did too. I think you just need to kind of just sit down, relax.
It's like those type of players, like, once they start to get the money, they completely change. Like, it's play, and I don't want to sound, like, weird by saying this, but it feels like people who don't come from much, and then end up getting to the top, find a way and messing it up. Like, like Henry Ruggs, like...
And O.J. Simpson, take that.
Yeah,
O.J. Simpson came from nothing. And then
like, some of these players, some of these professionals, they come from nothing. They build themselves up after hard work and all that stuff, just to lose it all by doing something stupid. Like,
I think you also there's that, and then it's just you also kind of have to surround yourself with good people. Because I mean, I'll give him this though. If this is true, I heard he doesn't talk to the guy who's like, I think it was Instagram Live.
Yeah,
he doesn't talk to the guy who's Instagram Live. It was like who he was on. He doesn't talk to him anymore, so that's good. Because, I mean, I'm sure he wasn't exactly a great influence.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming it was in his car, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's just wild. So, I'll give him that. He's going in the right direction.
True.
If that is true. I don't know exactly if it is true. I
don't know how much you can trust him anymore about what he says. I don't know if you heard about the last time. You, like, remember when he wrote his, like, original, like, apology letter?
No, I don't remember that.
No, when he originally did for the first time... I'm back in Denver when he had the gun on an Instagram Live or on social media.
Yeah.
Apparently, his apology letter was almost looked like a chat TV cheat.
Oh, I heard about that. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's fucking wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. That's not good at all. But,
for sure.
I don't know. I think... I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I do honestly think, though, if this happens again, he's out of the league, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, at the very least, the Grizzlies are getting rid of him, because they can't handle that either.
Yeah, because, like, at that point, it just becomes a cancer to your locker room. Do you more care about a player's skill, or does it matter more about the player's skill and the mileage that comes on with it, or how they are, if they're not the best player, but they don't do anything outside of the league? Like, yeah, you could be a great player in the league, but outside of basketball, like, for example, Kyrie Irving, the amount of stuff he has going on, the only reason he stays in this league anymore is because he's proven talent, but at the same time, it's eventually going to catch up on him.
Yeah.
But that just shows that. Yeah. And Ja's young, so yeah, he could easily be screwed just like that. So
yeah, I don't know. I think I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I feel like he knows he screwed up. Mm-hmm. Let's hope he doesn't use Chat GPT again.
Yeah,
pray to God.
For sure.
That definitely won't look good for him. I don't know. I just think if he does do it one more time, he's gone. At the very least, he's getting fired from the Grizzlies. They'll just let him go.
Yeah, probably release him.
Yeah, nobody will probably pick him up. Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody will. A desperate team might, but
the cancer, like the locker room cancer and the mileage that could come on him could be crazy.
It's kind of a 50-50 too, because it's like the team has to be like super desperate just to pick him up, because it's like, yeah, he's going on the court, but it's like, do you really want to put up with him outside of the court?
Yeah,
like PR, that's a fucking shit show.
Yeah, for sure. But let's now move on to the NHL, before one more thing, I'm just really excited for this NBA offseason, because this one has so many questions. Like, just one question. I want to give you 3 players, and I want to see, in your opinion, where do you think they end up going? First player, first and foremost, James Harden.
James Harden? He's either staying with the Sixers or going to the Rockets. Me, personally, I think he's going to the Rockets, but 50-50 kind of.
Bradley Beal.
Oh, Bradley Beal. What team was he most likely going to go to?
Well, apparently the report came out today that the finalists are the Heat and the Suns. They're in a battle right now to try to get him. And this teams can start making trades.
Yeah.
Because the draft's next Thursday, and trades can be finalized by then too.
Yeah.
Like,
I think,
or they won't be finalized, but they will until the new league year. Like, yeah, they'll be the trades will be like they'll be like accepted, all sent out, but they won't be made official until like the new league year date. But what about Bradley Beal?
Probably go to the Suns just because I know the Heat has some cap space.
And they said some of the packages could include DeAndre Ayton, but it most likely include Chris Paul because of the sign-in trade.
Yeah.
But that should be interesting. And then one more player. A question every single year. Damian Lillard.
I have no idea. That guy's wild.
Sure.
I honestly couldn't give you. It's literally all teams have a fair chance.
Yeah,
that's how I put it. I don't know.
I don't blame you. There's no great answer every year. So.
Yeah, I really don't know. Don't care. But
But we'll move on from here. We'll talk about more about the NBA offseason as it goes next week, especially since the draft's next week, and we'll have more news to talk about, more rumors to hear about and talk about. So now let's move on to the NHL, where another champion has been crowned in the Vegas Golden Knights, finally getting over the hump and defeating the Florida Panthers in 5 games, and defeating them in Game 5, 9-3.
Literally, the NBA Finals and NHL Finals were exactly the same.
Yeah, they weren't even
the same. There's no difference there.
Yeah, for sure. One team dominated for most of it. I felt like Vegas dominated more than Denver, in my opinion. But either way, both teams had a commanding way over who they were playing.
I just think I don't know what happened with the Panthers. I thought they were going to win. I had my doubts against the Heat, but I figured the Panthers were going to win at least, just because they just been so dominant, with playing all these teams in the playoffs. So I just figured, why stop now? You have this push. There's no point stopping now. I don't know. So it surprised me to see, because I know they haven't scored over 3 points. That was the most they scored in one game, and that was the game they won, of course. But all the other ones, they scored 2 points. That was it.
Yeah,
it's the only thing they scored, and that's sad. The
sure.
Golden Knights just shit on them.
The Golden Knights were just the better team all along, and that was without discussion. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Miami kind of pulled the Philly. Let's be honest. I mean, they haven't lost as many championships as we have, but they definitely
losing 2 in a span of 1 day. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and pretty much in the span of a week.
Yeah, it was actually 1 day. He lost 1 day, and then the Panthers lost the next day.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely gotta suck. It's I'm not much of a hockey guy, but I was kind of riding the Panthers because I honestly thought they were gonna win. I thought Miami was gonna go 1-1 in finals this year, but no, I was disappointed. But I don't know. Good for the Golden Knights. Good for them. I mean, they're young. This is their first championship, so good for them.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Anything else you want to talk about in NHL? Anything you expect in the off season? Or do you, nothing much really. You gotta say.
No, you?
No, not really. You'll hear the storylines and narratives probably as it moves on closer to the NHL draft, especially since you have a guy like Connor Bernard, a transitional player, a guy that. He could be a future star in this league for sure, but you'll definitely hear more for both sports, especially. You'll hear more reports as the draft comes on, especially because you got 2 transcendent players in the NBA with Victor Wembanyama and then Connor Bernard in the NHL. So
it
should be interesting though. Yeah. So let's move on to the MLB now. So we're in June. Teams are starting they're starting to show what team they kind of really are. But a quick topic I want to go into is, what were your thoughts on that Dodgers-Giants game last night? I know So this is the deal. The Dodgers had a rookie pitcher on the bump, right?
Yeah.
He had a no-hitter going through 6 innings. They pull him out.
I just lost their shit.
Then the next inning, they give up a hit, and then they end up losing the lead and losing the game altogether. What's your thoughts on that? And then what happened towards the end of the game?
I think, the reason I lost the game was kind of because of that one little play.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know if calling it a play is the right word.
It was just something
that was wild. Just, the ball got thrown around.
The amount of errors in that play is astronomical.
It was a solid, 5, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. I really don't know. I think the Dodgers, they're kind of good for starting strong and then choking. late season. It's just
they're a good team, but they keep losing valuable players they've had from these teams year after year.
Yeah.
They still got the core guys like Mookie and Freddie Freeman and Max Muncy, but they lost guys like Justin Turner and Trey Turner. So
I don't know. Well, I mean, we got Trey Turner, and he isn't exactly panning out for us currently.
Yeah.
But I think...
What are you going to do? So
yeah. I think the Dodgers, they're probably going to be going down throughout, like, a couple of years. Like, I mean, they're doing that right now. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good luck for the Dodgers. I mean, we beat... What was it? We just played them.
Yeah, we just played them and beat 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3? Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
So, let's move on, actually, to Philly. So, what are your thoughts on this month of June so far?
It's June, baby. This is Philly month. God damn it. Who gives a crap about anything else? It's June!
Yeah, like...
Schwarber, I mean, as soon as June starts, Schwarber went off.
He's like, oh, it's June. Time to wake up.
I know.
It's like almost like for Schwarber, it's time to come out of hibernation.
I know. It got nice and warm. He got toasty.
I don't know how much I like, though, not performing as well in April and May. Like,
I don't give a shit. I don't know. I think, it's rough, but it's like, I can kind of understand to an extent. Plus,
I don't care. As long as we make the playoffs, that's all that matters to me.
You also got to give it to him a little bit, at least for this year, because, I mean, we had some injuries. We had Suarez was out, Harper was out,
and
Hoskins is still out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
So, I mean...
yeah, definitely,
So, I mean, you got to give them that, too, at least for this year, but then, I mean, they're definitely made a comeback. I mean, take the Diamondbacks series. We went 3-4 in that series.
With a really good Diamondbacks team this year.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason we lost game 1 was because of pitching.
Purely
because of pitching.
Your offense scores 8 runs and you somehow lose the game. JT has a cycle. You somehow lose the game. The pitching was horrible.
I don't know how Strom and he tapped out around.
It was the bullpen game.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I still don't understand how they do these bullpen games with good teams. How is that gonna work? If you do bullpen games with bad teams, you might not win. You might not lose.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like
either way. Like, if you have a better chance against a losing team or a bad team with a bullpen game than you do against a bad team or a good team. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we should. I don't know why they started to do like a bullpen game. At least, I guess the only reason I can think of is because it was like a 4-game series. But even then, we have 4 great pitchers. We had Walker, Wheeler, Suarez, and Nola. You have all 4 of them.
I don't know what to say about Nola though. Like,
but even then, because like he played game, what was it, 2 or 3? He game.
Last game.
Oh, he played last game?
Yeah, he played the last game, yeah.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, he did good then. So, it's like...
But that was... Except for that one inning where he gave the 3-run homer to Ketel Marte, he was not bad. But we... Like, I would not consider at all a 4-run game a 4 runs allowed game good at all for Nola. Because what we expect of him is at least maybe only 1 or 2 runs on 6 or 7 innings and... maybe 10-plus strikeouts. When he's feeling it, that's what the pitcher we should get, especially when the weather starts to get better, so your pitchers start to get better.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what to say, but...
I think he's also having an off year, too, because this is his last year on
This is a contract year, so he's trying to play that best, but that's probably getting to his head too much. Like.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's still not a bad pitcher. Like, he has his good moments, too, but it's like... I think currently it's like Walker... and Wheeler's doing alright. I think those 2 are like our best pitchers, and then Kimbrel and Alvarado have been kind of going off though.
Yeah, Dominguez too. Like when he let up that 3-run home run to Walker, I was like, how do you get down to 2 strikes, 2 outs, and you somehow give that up? Yeah. I'll never understand, but
I don't know.
It is what it is.
I honestly think Kimbrel's like our best pitcher right now. I mean, he's been doing really good.
He's a veteran guy. He knows what to do. So, but I've really been impressed with what Taijuan Walker has been able to do.
He's been really good.
Great night against the Athletics last night, and then the last couple outings have been really good for him. Like, he's been a great free agency addition. So, for sure.
I mean, our pitching's always been mostly like our bullpen. Our bullpen's always lousy. Yeah. Starting pitchers is not the worst, but we only have like 4 starting pitchers. I mean. We don't really have a 5th one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really.
It's supposed to be Andrew Painter, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
No, he was hurt. So.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I'm really missing Zach Eflin right now. He's been dealing with the Rays, so.
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Yeah. Classic Phillies pitcher leaves and he tries to succeed, but he was good here. But he wanted to get his money, which I respect. So. Yeah. Anything else? Any other MLB topics you can think of or you want to talk about?
MLB? I mean, I want to mention JT Realmuto. I mean, he popped up there in the Diamondbacks series, pretty much all of them. Mm-hmm. I mean, the game we lost, I mean, he had a cycle. Even though we lost, wasn't going to hit him.
Definitely not.
He did really good then, and even like throughout the whole series, he was doing really good.
For sure.
What was it? And then, what was it, game 2? I think everybody had a hit. I think everybody had at least one hit.
Yeah, that was just a master class. Like 15 runs.
That's literally peak. That's like the peak game so far.
And then JT had a home run the next game, and then Garrett Stubbs came in, had a great on that bunt he got to it a perfect time and threw it right to second base on the money. So great to see.
Yeah, I mean it's good to see. It's June. We should only. I mean, I feel like we'll get better from here.
Yeah,
it's only. Just go up. I mean, we were at rock bottom in the beginning of the season. We started off 0-5, and then finally won our first game. I think it was our first home game we won.
Or no, it was against the Yankees.
Against the Yankees.
Second game of the series.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, it's June, and now the bats have woken up, and it's time to hit that time to get into that postseason run.
Yeah, we're not far. I think we're
one game behind the final wildcard spot. In my opinion, if this team is still the same from last year and it added, so if we can get that final wildcard spot, like people like to say, anything can happen. Yeah. Anything at all. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to really talk about, or do you want to move on to our final topic for the day?
Let's move on to the NFL.
Okay. So the NFL, training camp is sort of kicking off now, and teams are getting ready for this upcoming season, and this happened. So while all this is happening, Dalvin Cook finally got released. They couldn't find a trade partner for him, and he finally got released. So what are your thoughts on that, and where could you see him going?
Well, I mean, it was Dalvin Cook getting released. That's a shocker. Can't say I saw that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But I think the most. I feel like he'll go to the Bills because I know the Bills need a running back, and they're kind of desperate for one. And I'm sure they could get something out of him.
And then him playing with his brother would be pretty cool. So.
Yeah. It's either he's going to the Bills or like the Cowboys.
I think
either of those two.
Any team that really could just use a running back to put them ultimately over the top. For sure. And then training camp has started and players are back to playing. Yeah. Or back to getting into playing form. And what are your thoughts on Jamar Chase about what he said about Patrick Mahomes?
I can't say I know that one.
So I'll bring it up right now. So they were interviewing Jamar after practice, and they asked him, "What's your thought?" The discussion between Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. He said, "Who do you think is better?" And he said, "Pat who?" And then Patrick Mahomes came back and said, "This guy," and it posted a picture of him holding the Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on that? On his comments and the debate between Burrow and Mahomes?
I mean, I think overall Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback, but Burrow isn't far behind him either.
Mm-hmm. What he's accomplished already in his 3 only years in the league is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I think if Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the league, I think Joe Burrow would be the best quarterback in the league.
For sure.
But it's just, I don't know. I think Joe Burrow, he's been in the league a little bit less time. Because Patrick Mahomes got drafted in what year? 2019, I want to say?
17. The year the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he got drafted in 2019.
No, 17.
17?
Yeah, Mahomes got drafted in
17. Or 19. Jesus.
17.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think Jamar Chase also kind of has to say that a little bit.
Yeah, because he's trying to back up his quarterback there.
Yeah, he's trying to back up his quarterback, and I mean, Patrick Mahomes beat them in the AFC Championship, so I mean, kind of have to talk a little bit of crap, but it's not the most disrespectful thing he could have said.
He's just trying to back up his quarterback and say that he feels that he's better. But
it's kind of funny too.
It's a funny thing. I can understand that. So, sure, but
yeah.
Anything else you want to bring up? Any other topics you got on the top of your head, or
no? All right. I mean, it's just kind of just train camps. There's probably not going to be a lot of trades. You might see 1 or 2 more players get released.
Yeah, Oh, one more move that we haven't talked about, and then we'll probably end it there. Adrian Amos signs with the Jets. Another former Packer goes to the Jets. What are your thoughts on that move and what the impact he'll make on that team?
He probably, I don't even know.
He's not a bad safety, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he'll probably do good. Like, I don't know there, because I think, kind of like, I'm just waiting to see how the Jets do, because that's like a 50-50 for me. Because it's like, they're a really good team on paper, but it's like, are they really going to do, like, amazing too?
Yeah, I must say they are one of the most overhyped teams right now, for sure.
Yeah. I think I don't know why people are, like, banking on, like, Aaron Rodgers taking them to the Super Bowl. Because, I mean, if you really think about it, he's been on the Packers for years. And how many NFC championships have he lost with the Packers?
At least 5.
Exactly. He's not going to the Super Bowl with the Jets.
Especially with how tough that AFC is, for
I know.
sure.
He ain't going to the Super Bowl.
Best he can do is probably win the division.
Yeah,
I think that's the best they can do. Is they'll
definitely make the playoffs at the very least, even if it's in like a wild card. I don't know if they'll win the division though. They could though.
Just think about it. Are they going to beat teams like the Bills, the Bengals, the Chiefs, like even the Dolphins? Like
yeah. I think you also kind of have to think that you got to watch for injuries too, because I mean, look at the Dolphins; they're a great team on paper, but they got shit on from injuries.
Yeah, sure.
So I mean, and Aaron Rodgers is what 39, 40, some shit.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age.
Yeah,
sure.
so I mean, like if like someone big comes along and just beats the hell out of him when he's not looking, then I mean, he ain't getting back up.
Yeah, for sure.
But who knows? I mean, Jets do have a young team though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think I'm just waiting for like one like linebacker or like defensive lineman to just like come in when Aaron Rodgers ain't looking and just knock him over.
Yeah, take the disqualification and the suspension to just knock out Rodgers, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't even... Who do they play? I know they play... Well, I mean, besides their division.
Well, they play the Bills week 1 on 9/11.
They do?
Yeah. Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Von Miller's going to kill him. I don't know. I think good luck to them. They'll make the playoffs at the very least if everybody stays, like, somewhat healthy. But, I don't know. I really don't think they'll go to the Super Bowl. They might make the NFC Championship, but Aaron Rodgers, he's only been
That's
to
his
one
kryptonite, the championship game.
Yeah, he's lost too many for me to be like, this isn't the guy. Like, he's good off-season. Or, not off-season. He's good regular season, but then when it comes to playoff season, he's just not that guy. I don't know. I don't know why people are, like, comparing him to, like, someone like Tom Brady, because Tom Brady literally is that guy. Like, when he went to the Bucks...
He won them a championship.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Rodgers can do that, but still, he's not even anywhere close to Brady. So, anything else you got to say? Or no? Okay. That's gonna wrap up today's episode of the Broadstreet Sports Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Stay safe.
See you.